Listening to this debate through this evening, I see the two areas or the two sections where most of the questions and concerns have been. And those two sections concern me as it has the speakers before me. In Section 6, through you, Mr. Speaker, I get the impression from the proponent of the bill that whatever is going to be presented will ultimately come to the floor of the House, to the General Assembly directly and not in an indirect way. Unfortunately, I do not see that language in that section. And through you, Mr. you brought up Section 13, because that was the next part of the section that I had a little difficulty with, that was coming from the first one to the second. And my interpretation of Section 13, which I have a lot of difficulty with, it's always a may and not a shall. In the opening hours of this debate, if you recall, Minority Leader Cafero very eloquently talked about may and shall, and the difference between those two words, which is very obvious to all of us. In Section 13, yes, there is a process. The governor is going to be presenting it to certain people, and once again, it is not a shall, it's a may, that it could go through the process. My concern is that the shall may not happen, unfortunately, and we may not get a direct opportunity to vote one way or the other on whatever the reductions are or whatever the proposals are made for this $1.6 billion that we're talking about. Through you, Mr. Speaker.